to connect a region of over 600 cultural bridges between our lands.
Good evening, I'm Ralph Empire. You're watching ASEAN in Focus on tonight's headlines. The Manila government has reassured the public that no new structure will be built on the site of the Manila Central Post Office, which was damaged by a fire. The mayor confirmed that the current location is protected by local and national declarations. Thailand's prospective government, led by the Progressive Move Forward Party or MFP, has unveiled a comprehensive plan that includes rewriting the constitution and ending military conscription. However, the announcement made no mention of the contentious issue of reforming laws related to insulting the monarchy. A Canadian man wanted by Interpol for forgery and defrauding numerous investors in Canada has been apprehended in Bali, Indonesia. Fitch Ratings has revised the outlook on the Philippines' credit ratings from negative to stable and affirmed its BBB rating. The Manila city government has reassured the public that no new structure will be built on the site of the Manila Central Post Office, which was damaged by a fire. Mayor Maria Sheila Honey Lacuna Pangan confirmed that the current location is protected by local and national declarations.
Ngayon po, sa mga nag-aagam-agam na baka sakali ay may ibang gusto ipatayo sa lugar na kung nasaan ang Manila Central Post Office, huwag ho kayo mag-alala. Ang lugar po kung nasaan nakatayo ang Manila Central Post Office, ayon po sa aming zoning ordinance ay isang institutional zone. Pero maliban pa po doon, ang Manila Central Post Office po ay nadeklara na noong 2018 ng National Museum bilang isang important cultural property. Ibig sabihin lamang po, ang National Historical Institute ay dineklara na ang buong lugar bilang isang heritage zone. Kapag ganito po, hindi na po maaari pang patayuan ng kahit anumang gusali maliban sa naturing na post office doon sa lugar na ito.
The mayor expressed the city's willingness to collaborate with the national government to restore the historical building. The fire, which started in the basement, caused significant damage estimated at 300 million pesos. The post office management has temporarily relocated to their foreign mail distribution center with plans to resume operation soon. The building, considered a national historical landmark, is deemed no longer usable due to the extent of the damage. Its construction began in 1926 and was rebuilt after being damaged during World War II. Thailand's prospective government, led by the Progressive Move Forward Party or MFP, has unveiled a comprehensive plan that includes rewriting the constitution and ending military conscription. However, the announcement made no mention of the contentious issue of reforming laws related to insulting the monarchy.
Move Forward Party confirmed that the law amendment will be continued. But it's not going to be a pressure in the sense that whether any other coalition party will have to be part of that MOU. But I think
The coalition, consisting of 8 parties, signed an agreement outlining their shared policies. MFP leader Peter Limjoranat expressed confidence in becoming the prime minister, but faces opposition from the military-aligned Senate regarding his proposal to reform lese majesty legislation. While the agreement encompasses various policy topics such as constitutional amendments and addressing economic monopolies, it does not specifically address reforms to the laws protecting the king from defamation. PETA remains committed to changing the law, but this stance concerns Thailand's conservative royalist military establishment. The issue may hinder his chances of assuming the top leadership role as the Senate, whose members were appointed by the previous junta, plays a significant role in the prime ministerial selection process. Despite holding a comfortable majority in the lower house, PETA's coalition needs to secure Senate support. Negotiations are underway to address concerns and gain backing from senators. The agreement also includes plans to address monopolies in certain sectors of the Thai economy, such as alcohol production, as well as replacing mandatory military service with a voluntary system. Over 200 individuals, including minors, have faced prosecution since the 2020 protest, with some cases appearing to involve minor infractions. President Marcos Jr. announced that his administration will integrate climate change considerations into the country's infrastructure development plans. Speaking at an event hosted by the Asian Development Bank in Mandaluyong City, the president said that the government will incorporate the principles of sustainability, climate resilience, and disaster proofing into all phases of infrastructure planning, design, construction, and operation and maintenance.
It will be implemented in our water supply, in our sanitation, energy, and transportation systems, including agri and food production, and many other essential areas. Climate change will be the lodestar for our integral national policies and investment decisions. In keeping with our solid partnership that we have had for decades, we will look to the ADB for crucial developmental intervention in these critical areas. As the climate bank of the Asia and the Pacific, the ADB has proven its reliability in extending strategic financing and technical assistance for climate-responsive projects. The Philippines stands to greatly benefit from this mutually beneficial relationship with the ADB.
Marcos expressed his confidence that the Asian Development Bank will continue to be a strong partner of the Philippines in its development journey. He thanked the bank for its support and cooperation and said that he looks forward to working with the ADB to achieve the country's goals. Current global warming policies will expose more than 2 billion people to deadly heat by 2100, scientists warn. Earth's surface temperature is on track to rise 2.7 degrees Celsius above pre-industrial levels by the end of the century, according to a new study published in Nature's Sustainability. This would expose more than 2 billion people, or 22% of the projected global population, to extreme heat that could be life-threatening. India, Nigeria, Indonesia, the Philippines, and Pakistan are the countries expected to have the highest number of people facing deadly heat in this scenario. Global warming is raising the thermostat everywhere, but the risk of lethal heat is highest in areas that are already close to the 29 degrees Celsius threshold. The study also mentions that poorer countries with smaller carbon footprints are disproportionately affected by extreme heat, despite emitting significantly less carbon dioxide per capita compared to wealthier nations. While carbon-cutting pledges could prevent catastrophic heat for hundreds of millions, the authors warn that even worse scenarios than the current policy's projected 2.7 degrees Celsius increase cannot be excluded if emissions continue to rise unchecked. Lead author Tim Lenton from the University of Exeter stated that these could lead to a significant reshaping of where people live. However, capping global warming at the 2015 Paris Climate Treaty target of 1.5 degrees Celsius would significantly reduce the number of people at risk. The World Food Programme, or WFP, has warned that 800,000 people in Myanmar have been directly affected by Cyclone Mocha and need urgent help. The cyclone made landfall in Myanmar on Sunday, May 15, with winds of up to 175 miles per hour. The storm caused widespread damage, including flooding, landslides, and power outages.
The cyclone left a trail of devastation across Myanmar's Rakhine state. Houses are flattened, roads have been cut off, hospitals and schools have been destroyed, and telecommunications, as you know, were severely disrupted. Our own office and warehouses also sustained some damage, though we're moving fast to repair them. Heavy rains triggered flash floods and landslides, and today we estimate that at least 800,000 people in the path of the cyclone need emergency food assistance. Greater needs for food, shelter, water, health, and other humanitarian aid are expected to be revealed as we reach more areas.
The WFP official said that Myanmar's military junta, which seized power in a coup in February 2021, had given permission for the UN and its partners to reach affected communities. The WFP said that it needs $60 million to help communities in Myanmar affected by Cyclone Mocha between now and the end of the year. The UN agency also reported that in neighboring Bangladesh, coastal communities narrowly escaped the worst of the cyclone, but humanitarians are still unable to reach them because roads remain blocked and the flood damage has been significant. Some $56 million is also needed urgently by WFP so that they can restore rations to their former levels for many of Myanmar's ethnic Rohingya who have been sheltering in Bangladesh since they fled the military crackdown six years ago. The WFP is calling on the international community to donate generously to help the people of Myanmar who have been affected by Cyclone Mocha. A Canadian man wanted by Interpol for forgery and defrauding numerous investors in Canada has been apprehended in Bali, Indonesia, according to local police. Stephen Gagnon, age 15, was arrested at his villa in the popular tourist area of Cang on Saturday following a notification from Interpol regarding his forgery and fraud charges. Gagnon had entered Bali in 2020 from Vietnam and held a temporary stay permit as an investor. The Ontario Securities Commission, or OSC, had previously accused Gagnon of defrauding investors across Canada, collecting over 20 million Canadian dollars between 2015 and 2021. Gagnon allegedly misused a significant portion of the funds for personal expenses, leaving many investors without the returns they were promised. Interpol issued a red notice for his arrest last year, and Bali police estimate that Gagnon defrauded over 300 victims. Indonesian immigration authorities are now awaiting an extradition request from the Canadian government. This incident follows the arrest of an American in Bali last year for scamming clients and individuals he met online out of approximately $500,000 while posing as an investment manager. Prime Minister James Marape is working to develop a more sustainable energy and power supply for Papua New Guinea and the Pacific. He is meeting with the International Finance Corporation to discuss how the IFC can help to finance and implement these projects. In Papua New Guinea, here's Echo Hortaleza Quinola for the report.
Prime Minister James Marape presents the renewable energy development option to the Pacific leaders at a state dinner he hosted. New Zealand Prime Minister Chris Hipkins is also in attendance. Marape is keen about the development of energy and power supply for Papua New Guinea and the Pacific. He underscores the importance of linking the Pacific countries to International Finance Corporation, a part of the World Bank Group. Marape also says focusing on the private sector in emerging markets would be of great remedy.
As we converse with India, let's inform them we need those who have big carbon footprints to maybe assist us find solutions for green energy source, cheaper energy source. It's about time big carbon footprint holders on the face of planet Earth must commensurate their help to small island communities and nations who are the biggest victim to the climate change issue with right level of interventions, especially in the area of energy, offering lower cost, clean, green energy solutions.
Energy security has always been a big issue in these island nations. The Pacific Forum is the most opportune time to present solutions. Echo Hortaleza Quinola, Port Moresby, Papua New Guinea. Eagle News, we live in extraordinary times.
Fitch Ratings has revised the outlook on the Philippines' credit ratings from negative to stable and affirmed its BBB rating. The robust post-pandemic recovery and strong economic policy framework were cited as reasons for the positive revision. Fitch expressed confidence in the country's return to strong medium-term growth, leading to sustained reductions in government debts, or GDP. Despite low scores on World Bank governance indicators, the economic policy framework was deemed sound. The ratings affirmation demonstrates the country's resilience during the pandemic. Fitch forecasts medium-term growth of over 6%, surpassing the BBB median of 3%, reflecting the normalization of activity post-pandemic and the government's investment program. Thousands of Indonesians line the streets of Jakarta to celebrate the country's football team, who had just won gold at the Southeast Asian Games.
Syukur saya bahagianya saya karena Indonesia ini semakin lama semakin maju. Anak-anak muda sekarang banyak motivasi buat negara. Selaku saya pun juga senang terhadap kawan-kawan saya yang ada di sana.
The team defeated Thailand 5-2 in extra time in a bad-tempered final that saw 4 players sent off and 2 mass brawls. Despite the controversy, the Indonesian players were greeted as heroes as they paraded through the city in an open-top bus. The win was Indonesia's first football goal at the regional games of 32 meters. Fans, including school children and office workers, cheered and waved flags as the team passed by. The victory is a major boost for Indonesian football, and it is hoped that it will help to raise the profile of the sport in the country. The goal comes after a turbulent few months for football in Indonesia. In October, 135 people were killed at a stadium in East Java after police fired tear gas, causing a stampede among spectators. This tragedy was followed by ignominy when world governing body FIFA relocated the Under-20 World Cup from Indonesia to Argentina because of opposition in the Muslim majority nation to Israel's participation. Despite these setbacks, the Indonesian football team has shown great resilience and determination. Their victory at the Southeast Asian Games is a testament to their hard work and dedication. It is also a sign of hope for the future of football in Indonesia. I'd like to end the day on a positive note. Let's encourage and build each other up so no one is left behind. And that's it for tonight's broadcast. I'm Ralph Empire. Stay on the news because we live in extraordinary times.